Good afternoon. It's a temporary public holiday here in South Korea, designated by the government to extend the Chuseok holiday to a 6-day break. Thank you for joining us on Arirang News. I'm Ji-young. Let's begin with our top story. President Yoon continued to spend his extended Chuseok holiday with Koreans serving the country without a break on the front lines of public safety and security. On Sunday, which was also Armed Forces Day, the president visited and inspected units on the country's border with North Korea. Our Oh Soo-young leads us off.
Emphasizing peace and prosperity as two sides of one coin, President Yoon expressed his thanks and support for South Korean troops on the front lines of the country's heavily militarized border with North Korea. Marking Armed Forces Day on Sunday, the president visited the 25th Infantry Division to encourage soldiers on duty throughout the long Chuseok holiday.
현재 안보 상황이 매우 엄중하지만 여러분의 이 당당한 위용을 보고 국민과 함께 든든하게 생각하고 있습니다.
Yoon emphasized their role in boosting not only the security, but also the well-being of the Korean population.
군이 강력한 힘으로 국가 안보를 지킬 때 국민들도 여러분을 신뢰하고 경제 활동을 하고 일자리를 만들어내고 성장을 할 수 있는 것입니다. 안보와 경제는 하나입니다. 여러분이 안보 최전선에서 이렇게 헌신하고 있는 것이 바로 우리의 경제와 산업을 일으키는 지름길이라는 점을 명심하시고 자부심을 가지고 여러분의 소임에 임해 주시기 바랍니다.
The president in particular commended the unit, which was established in 1953 immediately after the Korean War, and has successfully conducted more than 30 counter-espionage operations, discovering North Korea's invasion tunnels in 1974.
지난해부터 미래 국방 혁신을 수행하는 아미 타이거 시범 여단을 운영하는 사단으로서 국방 혁신의 선도적인 역할을 하고 있습니다. 항상 싸우면 이기는 상승 비룡부대 장병 여러분이 자랑스럽고 든든합니다.
According to presidential spokesperson Yoon, Yoon personally observed the North Korean guard post through a telescope and told the infantry commander not to hesitate even a second and return fire upon attack. Yoon then inspected the general outpost patrol route. Meeting with young troops, the president said he was full of hope for the future generation, reassured and inspired by their dignity and confidence in defending the country. As Commander-in-Chief, Yoon said he felt compelled to provide greater support to boost the fighting capacity and welfare of the soldiers. Thanking the soldiers for their service, he treated them to Chuseok holiday dishes, including assorted pancakes and songpyeon rice cakes, as well as Korean fried chicken and pizza.
다시 한번 여러분들이 자랑스럽고 일단 이 앞에 있는 거 좀 먹어. 여러분들하고 또 좀 얘기 좀 하죠. 어머니 아버지하고는 통화 좀 하셨어요? 예. 송편도 먹었고?
After the meeting, he made an unscheduled visit to the soldiers' dormitories to inspect their living conditions and amenities. Throughout the 6-day extended holiday, the president has been meeting with frontline workers in public safety, law enforcement and sanitation to boost morale and appreciation for their service that enables the peace and prosperity enjoyed by Koreans during the Chuseok period. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News.
Today is also the Senior Citizens Day here in Korea. And President Yoon has released a message saying the dedication of our senior citizens in founding the country will not be forgotten. In an official Facebook message, the president wrote, "The government will take better care of the elderly so that they don't suffer any inconvenience." The message comes on the day a new study was released on the relationship between poverty and depression among senior citizens. A paper released at the 2023 Korea Welfare Panel study showed that beneficiaries of state support, such as the Basic Pension or Basic Livelihood Security Program, exhibited fewer symptoms of depression than those who didn't receive it. Private support from family members and children also had little effect on depression. The study was to tackle South Korea's ongoing problem of depression and suicide among the elderly in the country. Shifting gears, in an attempt to boost domestic consumption, the government has designated today as a temporary holiday. Our An Sung-jin looks at the backstory of how this will lead to increased economic activity nationwide.
As you can see, Seoul Station, a major hub for travelers in the country, is bustling with people enjoying their extra day off as the 6-day holiday heads towards the end. The government designating October 2nd as a temporary holiday provided people with 6 days off from September 28th to October 3rd, starting from the Chuseok holiday and lasting until National Foundation Day. The government made the decision with expectations that this so-called golden vacation would generate economic activity, boosting the country's tourism and domestic consumption through rising demand and increased market revenue.
I extended my plan to stay at my parents' house so I could travel a bit more and eat out with them.
Without the temporary holiday, going on a trip with my family would have been difficult. The cost of train tickets and for accommodation will increase, but at least I have time off to travel.
According to a travel agency, reservations for domestic travel jumped more than 13-fold compared to bookings for the Chuseok holiday last year. This was specifically boosted when the government announced the designation of the temporary holiday, with reservations increasing by 64% within a week of the announcement.
Economic growth is possible not only through production, but also when consumption occurs in tandem. So it seems that the government believes that this temporary public holiday will promote greater consumption than on other days, since it is in the middle of the holiday, leading more people to spend.
However, international flights have also peaked by nearly 900% compared to last year, exceeding the reservation rate of the pre-COVID holiday in 2019 by 90%. Professor Chung added that it is important to promote domestic tourism to stimulate internal consumption.
I think we should try to create more diverse tourism content, such as local events within Korea for holidays like Chuseok, so we can show that it's worth and as exciting to travel domestically.
The government is hoping that the designation of this temporary holiday will boost domestic tourism and increase economic revenue. An Sung-jin, Arirang News.
Moving on to the Asian Games in Hangzhou, we bring you the latest results from Sunday's competitions. The South Korean men's football team beat China 2-0 following Hong Hyun-seok's first goal from a free kick and Song Min-gyu's later score that sealed the win. Team Korea will be up against Uzbekistan on Wednesday in the semifinals. Moving on to women's badminton, the South Korean team has claimed the gold medal for the first time in 29 years. In the gold medal match against home team China, South Korea triumphed 3-0. The gold medals didn't stop there as roller skater Choi Gang-ho claimed the top prize in the men's 1,000-meter sprint event. This was part of a 1-2 for South Korea with Chung Chol-won taking the silver medal. And staying with sports, South Korean golfer Ryu Hae-ran has won her long-awaited first LPGA Tour title. The 22-year-old rookie captured the Walmart NW Arkansas Championship on Sunday, finishing the tournament at a 19 under 194 for the 54-hole event held over 3 days. After 64s in each of the first 2 rounds, she shot a 5 under 66 in the last round at the Pinnacle Country Club, beating Linnea Strim of Sweden by 3 strokes. Ryu's first LPGA trophy comes at her 20th outing since her debut, following her win at the LPGA Tour qualifying tournament last December. She's the second South Korean golfer to win an LPGA title this year, following Ko Jin-young, who has won twice this season. Well, that is all for this hour. Thank you for watching. We'll be back at 6 p.m. Korean Standard Time. Bye for now.